Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is late, and it's a cold Wisconsin winter night, and we're at the shop. It actually snowed this morning, and it's the day after Easter. So I'm not sure what we're gonna work on tonight, but we'll figure it out, and I'll let you guys know what I think we're gonna do. So as you can see, I have bought a clock for a 1970 Oldsmobile. There's the face. There's a couple bezels in the lens. The hands are over here. The rear case. And the movement. And the back, the front plate of the rear case. This is your manual advance on the clock. But it does not work. So I'm going through and trying to figure out why. I've tested the electrical components in the movement, and they so far seem to be good. I have continuity through the clock when the points are closed. Let's see where the points are. Right here on this side of the movement. It's just like breaker points in a clock, or in a distributor. They are dirty, so we're going to file them down. But they are, does work. They do work. They do transmit a current, and especially through the 12-volt coil right there. So basically that's the 12-volt lead right there, and I have current going through it to the factory ground in the car when these points are closed. So I just need to figure out what's wrong. So far I'll close the points, or I'll open the points, and then I'll try to, this is the oscillator, so this is what goes back and forth. This is what you hear inside the clock. And I've been trying to go through, and that does not stay moving. And I noticed that, like, this gear, it spins, but it's supposed to move this automatic advance like that, but this gear does not spin. So I know, oh, there we go. That may have just worked for a second. So I have to figure out why it's being difficult. Okay, so that does work when you put pressure on it. But we just have to figure out. See, it's stiff, so we gotta go through and clean and lubricate everything. So I'm gonna go through and do that. And we're gonna see if we can get this clock working tonight. Okay guys, so we went through and we checked all the electricals. They were fine. And I know it's not the correct lubricant, so I'll have to remove it eventually, or we'll see how long it lasts. But I got out my air compressor, we blew out the whole mechanism, blew all the dirt out, and I took some water displacement 40, which I know is the wrong stuff. I need to get like some neat's foot oil or something, some very fine oil. But it works. I have fixed the clock with just a quick clean. So we're going to go through. I oiled up the, I lubricated the flywheel there. So as you can see, as soon as I push down in here and open this, you will see this component right here, the flywheel, start spinning. And then the clock will work. Ready? I do that. And there you go. So now it's clicking and ticking. And why it needs power is it's self-winding. So it'll eventually, these contact points will close. As you can see, it's still spinning. Eventually these contact points will close. And then what happens is the solenoid comes down and just goes boop. It just does that with a quick electromagnet. So if you listen carefully, you'll hear the clock have a louder tick than all the others at some point in its operation, and that is actually the solenoid activating. But yeah, took it apart. Now the movement works. I did not get the automatic advance are not working, because I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, and I'm not sure if it's really important in this car. But yeah, it just needed. So as soon as that contact point closes, you'll see the movement eventually stops moving. Like that. But then we just come over here, we hit it again. And there you go. It starts working again. Now I just have to put everything back together. I have to put the hands back on. You got to put everything back together in its correct spot. But yeah, very exciting. And for some reason my camera has decided that it is not going to focus on anything. But yeah, very exciting stuff. I just have to get the clock back together. And it only took me really a couple hours and a little bit of research. And now I know how these old clocks work pretty much. I'm not saying I'm an expert and I'll be able to rebuild them, but if they fail, I might have a better chance at figuring out what exactly is wrong. So we'll get it all put together, and then we'll let you guys see the clock in the dark actually working. So just another quick tip, while you're putting these clocks back together, make sure you put the face on. You're going to straighten out these tabs on the face of the clock itself. Slide it into the slot. You see how it's got that angle? So you can't just push it in straight. You have to straighten out all three tabs, slide them in, and then bend them down. And then make sure you do that first before you slide it into the main body of the clock, because you will never be able to get it off if you don't. Okay, so the clock is done, and here we are for the grand reveal. Oh yes, that is how the car is supposed to look. Oh, without that gauge blank, with all three gauges in. Oh man, and it works just perfectly, ticking away. Oh my goodness. So yeah, something took me a couple hours to do, but really it was as easy as popping open the clock, cleaning it, and lubricating it. We'll see how long. I did not use the correct lubricant, as I said earlier. You should really use a finer oil, but this is the first clock I've ever taken apart out of an old car. It's an old Borg timepiece, and they're pretty much the same through Dodge, Mustangs and Fords, and GM products. Like I watched the guy take apart one out of a Mustang, and it was the exact same as this. The face was just smaller. And yeah, so I think I'm going to definitely keep this one in here, and I'll buy another one for the Vista. And this one was, hey, it was about $70 cheaper than a brand new one. I bought it condition unknown, and I got lucky. All I had to do was clean it. So, and every once in a while you can hear a click. That's that solenoid kicking the return spring back so that the timepiece keeps the balance wheel, or the oscillator will keep spinning back and forth. And that's really the only 12 volts it uses. 12 volts of power every few minutes, just for a split second, so it actually is not a massive drain on your battery, which is very nice. So clock is done. I'm very happy. I'm going to look forward to driving home with 3 illuminated gauges. So yeah, just a quick update video. Took a little break from the Vista Cruiser tonight, but learned a lot and got some stuff done. So yeah, you guys can do this stuff. It's you don't have to go out and buy new parts all the time. You can rebuild your old parts. Sending unit in the Vista, this clock, just a little know-how, and you guys can make your old American parts last forever. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. It was a good day. The clock that I was very upset wasn't working is now working, because put a little time and a little effort in. So we're gonna wrap it up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.